collaboration in a while, but I do like this song. I think I've rapped to this before, but I just ain't even feeling it. You know what I'm saying? What's up? What did I do today? I went to the gym. The sauna was so freaking crowded. It was full of people up in there. Came out the gym, got blasted in the face with a bunch of weed, a car full of weed smoking youth. How do you get that high and go work out? That's just crazy to me, but yeah, they are doing it. I don't know what kind of workouts they doing, but this is the new generation, man. I mean, I feel like we back in the 70s. I mean, I guess they got stuff accomplished back then. I feel like weed is different now. I've never had it in my life, but I feel like it's stronger. It's gotta be. But yeah, got blasted in the face with that. Went to Walmart, bought a bunch of crap for Sunday. I have not had no sweets since, February 14th, so looking forward to popping my sweet cherry. I'm gonna make a cake, so I'm looking forward to that. Got a lot of things to cook. Pretty much did all my shopping so I can cook me some vittles on Sunday. So looking forward to that. Looking forward to baking. This is probably gonna be my last meal in this house as far as like baking. Obviously I'll have to cook because I ain't about to eat out every day, but as far as like my soul food down home cooking meal where I gotta get out the mixer and all that, yeah, this is gonna be the last meal for that. Everything else will just be skillet and oven until we can get up out of there. But yeah, we're in the final stretch, y'all. About to start packing up this house and God willing, get the energy to do that. But other than that, yeah, it was a cool day. It was a cold day. It started off in the 20s and warmed up, thank goodness. And yeah, here we are now, back to it. That's about it for me. Let's get into this news here. $113 million worth of cocaine was found in a high-speed boat chase off of Colombia, the biggest drug bust of the year. It's gonna be a drought in the streets, all that cocaine gone. A man said he reversed his car off the Baltimore Key Bridge seconds before it collapsed. He was lucky. It was crazy that boat hit that bridge like that. They're using underwater drones to try to search for their missing construction workers. Christina Applegate remembers lying her butt off after having a mastectomy. She didn't tell people that she did. Christina, she's had so many health scares and situations and MS and everything. She's been going through it. Mary Trump says Trump has never prayed in his life while he's currently selling Bibles for $60 a pop. Not shocking. They did recover 2 bodies from a truck in that Baltimore bridge wreck. King Charles' message for Easter: I'm still here and I'm still in charge. He's still alive. $50 subliminally clowns Young Miami for being listed in court documents as an alleged sex worker. So yeah, this has been coming out about, this new amended lawsuit against Diddy. It says on Monday, social media was on fire once again. This came as a result of LA Miami homes being raided by Homeland Security agents. Reports went on to state that this investigation stems from sex trafficking and crimes. Meanwhile, additional court documents have listed more associates that worked with Diddy. One included his alleged drug weapons mule, that little dude Brendan Paul. And his on and off girlfriend, Young Miami, was also said to have been a sex worker for Diddy and also helped transport drugs for him. Furthermore, 50 Cent is now clowning Young Miami for being listed as a sex worker due to his longtime beef with Diddy. 50 posted several photos of him on Twitter and Instagram as his caption read, "I didn't know you was a sex worker. You little sex worker, LOL. Yo, this is a movie." Young Miami and Diddy have been dating since 2022. So, supposedly she was taking him pink cocaine, which is like ecstasy mixed with cocaine. And he couldn't get it, so she brought him some from Miami. And also, Diddy, his 50 Cent's baby mama Daphne was also listed as a sex worker. So I think this is why 50 has so much beef with Diddy. But I mean, she did it. She wanted the money. Let's see what else we got here. I think I'm gonna switch sites because this thing over here be so out of order. It'd be so out of order. Kenan Thompson says that he did not experience anything on the Nickelodeon sets, although he said his heart did go out to the people that did. But he said that those people involved in that documentary weren't around when he was there. Former Real Housewives of New York, Bethany Frankel, said she was punched by a man that's randomly going around punching women in the face. I don't know who this dude is, but he's just going around just punching women in the face. And if he punched her in the face, he must be in the nice neighborhoods of New York doing this. The Cash Me Outside girl is living her life. Who knew that this girl, like, she's eating at Nobu, she's eating a $6,000 dinner for her 21st. Who knew that Dr. Phil, she really do owe him all her success, because she really flipped it and turned it around, all from a phrase. And she gets her money from her OnlyFans. That's how she's making money now. Diddy associate arrested, captured on body cam. Don Lemon said he might come back to CNN. He said never say never. Shakira might have her a new man. Ice Cube offered the little NCAA girl Caitlin Clark $5 million to come play for the Big Three. I doubt she'll do that because she's probably going to go into the WNBA and make way more money. Why would she want to play in the Big Three and possibly get hurt? And $5 million is nothing to her. You probably got to hit her with a $50 million. Uncle Luke of 2 Live Crew of all people said he left Diddy's parties early. He said, you know, once it got late, he knew the cue to leave. Although he still comes back and says, you know, he feels for what Diddy's going through. He also said, like, it's bad when Uncle Luke said he leaving your party early. Uncle Luke is known for the king of freak stuff. Leonardo DiCaprio is not engaged to his girlfriend despite her having on a ring. So I was just speaking on Christina Applegate, but she said her pain and her brain lesions are so bad now it's hard for her to get out of bed. Like I said, she's just been going through it. She's been battling MS. She has 30 lesions on her brain, the largest of which is behind her right eye. She says it's causing so much pain. She describes it as the worst thing that's ever happened to her in her entire life. Thankfully, the lesions has yet to impact her vision. She's felt other MS side effects, however, as her mobility has been greatly affected. She added, my hand starts to go weird, and then I'll get these seizure relief feelings sometimes in my brain. Christina says pain is so intense you can't overcome it, and she gets annoyed when people ask why she doesn't exercise. Despite her struggles, she wants to speak truthfully about it all and remember not being entirely honest about it when she had her breast cancer in 2008, something she says didn't help anyone. Still, the star hasn't lost her humor amid her health battles. Remember, Christina, who uses a cane to walk due to her MS, roasted the crowd at the Emmys after they gave her a standing ovation during a rare public appearance. Yeah, it's crazy, man. Health is wealth. Like, when you get sick, nothing else matters. Let's see what else we got going on, y'all. Joe Exotic is still rocking his mullet. I wonder if he ever, I mean, he's got to get out of jail one day, right? I guess they've added more parts to Quiet on Set. I have to go back and watch it. I haven't. I had to take a break from murder and child rape for a day. It was getting too much. I couldn't do it anymore. It was messing with me. Let's see what else we got going on here, y'all. Jasmine Guy hopes Bill Cosby's contribution to HBCUs live on. She pretty much was just saying he did a lot for HBCUs, and she hopes that doesn't get overshadowed. Yeah, pink cocaine is what Young Miami was allegedly bringing to Diddy when he ran out. Snorting cocaine and ecstasy is wild. I mean, once you get to that level, can you not stop? Because once you've experienced that at the same time, how do you go back to just being a normal person? Like, I mean, that's just a different level of partying. So, Katherine Jackson and her grandkids are still going through with these lawsuits. Katherine Jackson argues that Michael has enough money to cover legal bills as the feud with her grandson pushes forward. Y'all better leave Kathy alone. Beyonce drops her Cowboy Carter track list and teases possible Willie Nelson and Dolly Parton collabs. I'm only heard 16 canyons rolling away. Alright, let's see what Dear Abby's yip-yapping about. I think these are just like old, so I'm not even gonna read that. You grab a drink of water and get into these Reddits. Y'all only got like 2 more days of this, and then y'all gonna get back to stuff. I mean, I'm gonna still read Reddits, but it won't be so much reading. You're gonna be watching these videos again. Let somebody else do the talking. Alright, let's see what asks Reddit. Women of Reddit, what are some unwritten examples of girl code? It's a lot of them. I mean, it just depends on what level. Obviously, you don't talk to somebody else's man that you know, especially somebody that you're cool with. No sisters, no, none of that. Hygiene-wise, you need to practice good personal hygiene, and that's like when you're getting rid of your tampons or your pads. Like, if you nasty, that goes against all kind of girl code. If you see a girl bra showing, panties showing, or she's bleeding, it's just nice to help the sister out. You know what I'm saying? Like, the girl code list could go on and on, but let's see what these folks are saying. Always tell a woman, even a stranger, about a wardrobe. Yep, wardrobe malfunctions. If a random woman comes up to you pretending to know you've known her for a while. I mean, maybe, I don't know. I have to see. Some women be crazy, but I'll try. That look that says, help me leave this conversation. Always watch your friend's drink if she leaves it on the table. Somebody needs some toilet paper, help them out. Never allow your girlfriend to walk back to her car or hotel room alone. Always travel in packs. If a woman compliments your dress and it has pockets, you must immediately put your hands in your pockets and say, it has pockets. You see a group of friends trying to take a group selfie, offer to take the photo. I don't know about all that. Yeah, I pretty much listed what everybody else is saying. Don't go to the bathroom alone. If it's her ex, don't date him unless you and her talked about it. Don't date your people's exes, period. Talking or not, that's just stupid. Unless it was, I don't think, even if it was an elementary date, like, it's just so many people in the world, just let it go. What screams this person peaked in high school to you? Still bragging about your SAT score 10 years later. All their stories, all their accomplishments are when they were in high school. It's so sad too. Like, you've done nothing since high school. You had that track record, and nothing else has been a great accomplishment since then. Hey girl, hey, do you want to be your own boss, babe, while working from home? And it's just a pyramid scheme. Someone who keeps talking about it. I don't mind sharing events for the past, but it's been 14 years now since high school for me. I worked a lot of places, done a lot. I can't even hardly remember high school. I mean, I remember things with my friends, but as far as like high school, how did you get your worst scar? Having kids, cesarean sections. Someone cut me open and put out a baby, exactly. Fell off a tricycle landing with my chin. Ouch. I got shot in my upper thigh. Cancer. When I was 6, my brother threw a cat on my face. Pedal slip with a bear trap. Pedals from the 80s ripped my shin. Yeah, them freaking old school bike pedals will tear your legs up. I probably got a few scars from that, and that just made me remember. Sometimes I look at my legs like, how did I get this scar? And I'm like, man, that might have been that bike pedal. What food turns your stomach to think about, let alone consume? See, this is a good thread when you're on a diet, you read crap like this, because it's like, yuck. I don't like cantaloupe. I don't like mushy food. Mushy food does something to me. I just don't like the way it sounds when you eat it. Like, even with eggs, sometimes I need my eggs to be like a little. Like, I just don't like baby food consistency. I don't like chitlins. I don't like beets. I don't like liver. I don't like a lot of crap. My mother was in a hospital. My dad had to cook. He made his breakfast sausage with apple combo slop. That was so sickening. Even decades later, just thinking about it makes me queasy. It's called a fertilized bird egg. Blue, yuck. Milk, but I love it. I'm pregnant right now, so honestly, who knows? It could be anything. I saw a guy on YouTube trying out cooked bull's testicles, so yeah, that. Peaches, they're furry. Once I pick them up, I'm worried it's going to have a pulse. It's in eating that kind of fruit, you just gotta make sure it's legit. Yeah, cottage cheese. I hate cottage cheese, dude. Chia pudding, celery, mayonnaise. You sound like my husband. He hates mayonnaise. Tripe, ox tongue. Yeah. A lot of mayo people in here. Water chestnuts. Baked beans or spaghetti hoops. Man, I love me some baked beans. Parmesan can trigger me to gag if it's applied too heavily. Man, I love me some Parmesan. I love me some Parmesan. You tripping. Quinoa turns my stomach. Mixed vegetables. If you add tuna and mayonnaise, just that. Why are you doing that? Brussels sprouts. Ranch. Sound like my husband. He hates all that stuff. Pickled okra. Anything that's a delicacy in a country that struggles with poverty. Sadly, donuts. I used to love them, but my body rejects them now. I don't have diabetes, but donuts make me think I do. When I was younger, I used to hate donuts, and then I got a job in a donut place. Because I used to hate donuts when I was younger, just because I just didn't like them. But now I love me a donut. Now I'm going to start thinking about sweets. See, this was supposed to turn my stomach from food, but now you talking about stuff that actually was good. I thought y'all was going to mention a bunch of nasty stuff, but donuts, come on, man. What's the most surreal experience you've had that made you question if you're living in a video game or movie? Every day. Every day you go outside, especially when you see people with mental illnesses, like, you know, talking to themselves and dancing, and then you're just going. I mean, and I was just literally having this conversation with my husband. I'm like, who actually is the crazy people? Us getting in our little cars, doing our robot stuff of going to work, being what we call responsible, or them that's just chilling, getting high, waking up, living life, and they looking at us like we're the crazy ones. So I feel like every day is a simulation, and we trick ourselves. I think they said that the earth is spinning faster and time is going faster, and I wonder how could that be true if time is not even linear. Time is not even supposed to be real. But we play this little game. Don't get me started. Anyway, let's read what some of you guys are saying. I worked in a shop with no windows. I felt a big urge to sneeze, and in a split second, I closed my eyes during the sneeze. The power went out, plunging the entire shop. Pitch black darkness absolutely freaked me out, as I thought I had gone blind or dead. You know what I hate too? I hate like motion lights. Sometimes if I'm really still and the lights go out, and I blink at the same time and the lights go out, I don't like that stuff. So now you just said that. Now I'm going to think the next time I blink and the lights go out, well, I'll blink and then they come back on. I'm going to be like, is my computer rebooting? Thanks. Thanks a lot. Reoccurring dreams. I sat on a bus looking outside and saw what looked like a person walking, but their walking animation was stuck. It was as if they were gliding across the floor with one foot in front of the other. I thought I was experiencing a glitch in the Matrix. I told my friend about it, and he explained to me what Heelys shoes are. The little wheels in your shoes. My parents are deaf. I remember my dad telling me a story of him being at a mall when he sees a smartly dressed man looking in his direction and talking to him. Dad goes to indicate that he can't hear, but the man just looks at him all weird and continues talking. Dad tries to explain himself again, but the man keeps talking and looks even more confused. Then, as the man spun around to walk into a different direction, my dad noticed a Bluetooth headset. This was back when... What is this story? So the dude was talking on a Bluetooth, and the dude was the whole time like, dude, I can't hear you, and he just still talking on him. That's crazy. These are kind of goofy. One of the strangest things I've encountered was being recognized later in the life by a former babysitter that knew me only when I was 4 to 5. Now that isn't odd, is it? But consider that she used to babysit me only periodically when I was 4 or 5 when I lived in Idaho. Then we moved away and there was no further contact. But here's where it gets weird. She stopped me many years later in a cafe in Germany and asked if I was little Sammy. Tripped me out. Yeah, when you discover how small the world is, that is trippy. Because it's like you can go all around the world and then you'll meet somebody somewhere and they'll be literally in the same, from the same town, or they know, it's just, or they know someone you know. I know one time we went to Mexico and we were on a boat that these ladies were neighbors with my coworker. And we were all the way in Mexico. I mean, when you see how small the world is, it's kind of trippy, for sure. Encountering a glitch in technology where time means to freeze momentarily, making you question the fabric of reality. Being in a situation where time seems to slow down or speed up, creating a sense of being in a cinematic time warp. Getting old is a time warp. When you start thinking about things or you see something from your past, it's like I said, some of my clothes are older than my children that I have, and it's just crazy because those clothes are still around, but it's, I don't know, time is just weird anyway. Getting old is weird. It's all so weird. How do you prevent overthinking? I tell myself, don't overthink. I have to have these pep talks with myself. I was actually standing, waiting on my clothes to spin because I was washing today. And I was just like sitting there waiting because I knew they were about to be done. And so I was just like, in that little bit of time, just my mind just started racing, because sometimes when I'm like standing still and not doing something, I'll think like a million things, and I literally have to tell myself like, stop, take in where you are. So I'm just like start looking at my house, because I know I'm doing that because I'm about to move and I have all this stuff to do, and I'm just like thinking of all these things, and I literally just have to be like, chill out, stand here, wait on your clothes to finish, and don't worry about anything else. I literally have to have these pep talks with myself. Somebody said, if you figure it out, let me know. I know that's right. What I found that works for me is music. It gives your brain something to focus on. I know that's right. It's one reason why I added music to this. Do something dangerous, you'll be too preoccupied. No, thank you. Just, I'll be like, I'm gonna get hurt, and everything else it's gonna make everything else I have to do way harder. I'll write what I'm overthinking down, and suddenly I realize that I'm just sabotaging myself. Somebody said, get a TikTok addiction. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I literally tell myself, don't do it. I already can see myself spiraling before I start. I think self-awareness is important too. I always make sure when I know my mind starts going, I'll just like try to do something to relax me, or having a pet really helps. Having my dog really does help me, because one, she just sleeps all day and relaxes, and I'll be like, I try to channel her energy. Alright, let's get over to What do you call yourself in your head? I don't call myself nothing. That's crazy. Let's get into Am I the A-hole? Would I be an a-hole if I texted my husband's best friend, a female, to see her reaction? My husband has his best friend from college. I never had issues with her until my wedding a month ago when my maid of honor overheard her snapping at another friend of theirs. She has him when she wants him. When the friend teased her that she lost him and he was the one who got away. I told my husband about it a few days ago and didn't want to ruin our honeymoon, but it was still in my head. But he denied anything happened between them. He was very calm when he said it, almost too calm. Anyway, I have no proof and I trust him until I used his phone when mine died. He was driving and I was making a playlist on his phone. When I looked through his iMessages, he had no thread with her. I mean, I knew for a fact that they text, but it was nothing. I didn't say anything, but last night I literally saw her name pop up amongst texts. When he went to bed, I looked and there were no texts. He's deleting them. Now my question is, if I ask, will he deny it? I need to know and I need proof. Would I be an a-hole if I initiated a conversation with her, acting like my husband, and see what's up? No, that's what you do as boyfriend and girlfriend. Now that you the wife, you tell him to go ahead and cough it up. Ain't nobody, that's boyfriend and girlfriend stuff, sneaking, going to find out we married. Like, you got something you need to tell me, bro? You got something you need to tell me? Do we need to have a come to Jesus conversation? Somebody said I'm here for the updates. Him deleting messages proof. Make sure they aren't using a messaging app like WhatsApp to communicate. I mean, regardless, there's so many ways people can communicate with people. Even freaking Instagram, the messages disappear. Like, just say, like, dude, tell me what's up, because this gonna end bad for you. If not, get them both together, make them answer. Somebody said that's sus. Check the deleted text photos. Some people forget to clear those out. Ain't nobody doing all that investigative work. Y'all married now. He gotta cough it up. Ask him if you can see his phone to purposely look up his text. Be blatant about it, wanting to see the text from his friends. He should be okay with that. Mostly everybody's waiting on an update. Ain't nobody doing all that. Just asking what's up. Y'all married now. This is crazy. I overheard my husband telling his friends that his ex had the best, you know what. This happened just last night. My husband had some of his bros over and they were downstairs kicking well, I napped upstairs. I heard my name being mentioned, so I naturally snuck out to eavesdrop. Was this a good idea? Probably not, but curiosity kills the cat. Anyway, at first it was going swimmingly. My ego was being hella boosted as my husband went on and on about how perfect I was and how he knew he had locked me down because there was no one like me. His friends all agreed that I was a top tier woman. He started talking about how annoying, crazy, and stressful some of his exes were and how I was the breath of fresh air from them. He harped on one ex specifically about how he lost 30 pounds during the year he was with her because she was such a drag. His friends asked how did he put up with her for so long, and his answer will probably never stop hunting me. He said she has the best, P-U-S-S-Y. He put a strong emphasis on best. It didn't even stop there. He talked about how he was obsessed with it for years after the breakup, and it would have done anything to have it again. Yes. His bros just laughed and laughed. I remember one of them saying that it's always the worst women with the best ones, and he laughed and agreed. He said it was so crazy to hate a woman so much but love being with her, and that it didn't feel so good. She would have stayed. If it didn't feel good, she would have been a one-night stand. The combo eventually turned, and I went back to our bedroom. I didn't get a lot of sleep, as you assume. So much about the conversation bothered me to my core. How crass he was being, how lustfully he talked about another woman, the fact that he referred to her vag as the best. Not once did he say, until I met my wife, we have an awesome sex life, but he's never called me the best. I even remember asking who his best lay was. My husband used to be quite the man whore. He said, comparing women, I can't even quantify that. But here he was, he's at work now, and I don't know whether or not to talk to him about it. Maybe there's a chance. Am I overreacting? Alright, before I read her update, yes. Listen, most people are headaches, and most people stay in relationships because they had good sex. That doesn't mean yours is terrible. He's having guy talk. You can't judge guy talk. I don't be want to listen to none of my husband's conversations with his friends. I mean, I've never heard my husband talk crass before, but if he did, like, I wouldn't judge him for it because he's talking with his boys. Same if I'm talking with my girls, like, who knows what we'll say. Like, you shouldn't have been eavesdropping, big homie. He was stupid to be even saying that in the house anyway, but he sounds like a meathead. I hope he's reformed. So here's her update. So I talked to my husband about what I heard. He immediately started laughing and parroted what a lot of you were saying, that it was stupid bro talk and I shouldn't give it. Yep. I asked if she really did have the best, and he admitted that she did at the time, but it's been years and he doesn't remember anymore. She still hung up on that. He also told me that because I'm the only woman he's ever truly loved, I will always have the best one, and never to think otherwise, which is sweet. But me being my dangerously curious self, see, you want to have problems because you're not going to be the best everything he had. And you have to be okay with that. You the wife, you the one that won. That's what should matter to you, psycho. You got some self-esteem issues. Anyway, but me being my dangerously curious self, I had to know what made her feel so good at the time. At first, he didn't want to tell me, but I knew it would wreck my brain if he didn't. He gave in and told me it was hot and creamy. Slight vomit. I mean, anything he said, you would have hated it, girl. You set your own self up for that. I asked him if he wished mine was like that, and he reiterated that he has zero memory of it, and he's only going by what he thought as a 21-year-old. He's 28 now. And then because I love hurting my own self, I asked could I see a picture of her. I had to know who the owner of this magical vagina was. Mind you, he's 21. He was getting really annoyed with me, but I knew I'd badger him, otherwise I can get him, whatever. He claimed not to remember her last name, so it took a while, but he eventually found her page and showed me, guys, she's so hot, beautiful, blah, blah, blah. He assured me that she didn't look like what they had been, like that when they dated. I'm much more his type, but I wish I didn't ask. But then again, a part of me is proud that I married a guy who could pull girls like that. I'll focus on that. Anyway, I don't feel better or worse, but at least it's all off my chest. Until the next thing, you got some serious, issues, lady. For real. That's the craziest question to ask your partner. Who was the best? What was it like? Are you, you're the wife, you're the one that won. What is wrong with you? They're a horrible person, but really good at sex isn't exactly a compliment. I have had men in my life who gave me more sexual pleasure than my husband, but I would never swap him out for any of them, never. However, he's never heard me say anything like that, so he's not worried or jealous. He knows that we're happy together and that he fixed my life like no one else, and I fix his. That's what's important. Yeah, sex is not everything, lady. If that was the case, people would be marrying their first person that they ever been with. Just the fact that you're the wife and you're stressing over this is just, you got a lot of maturing to do, my love. Because you're gonna find insecurities in some fictitious girlfriend from way back in the day. Honestly, that just sounds like he was trying to play off why he stayed and with the bad ex for so long. Easier to say she had the best vag than it is to admit your bros that you were scared of being alone or something. I casually bring up like, honey, can you pass me the salt? Also heard you tell your friends that your ex's pee was the best. What's that all about? That is hurtful. If reversed, it's like a girl saying her ex had the best thing. That would bother the crap out of me. I don't know why y'all bothered. Y'all shouldn't have been ears hustling on that. Somebody said, lots of things in this world I don't get. One of them is why somebody would say things that sexualize partners to others. My preference is that you keep your dirty mind off of my wife. I'm not going to help you with that in any way, shape, or form. My exes are former partners. I can't say I'm really in contact with them, but there's no hate or disrespect. Still not going there. Not long ago, I was out with this fellow coworker and was saying things of quality about his wife's blowjobs and all that. And the whole time I'm like, why would you want to put that picture in my head? Yeah, I mean, even with you wanting him to tell his friends that you got the best, I wouldn't want my husband telling his friends nothing about me. And my husband wouldn't do that. My husband would not, he do not play like that. We don't play like that. That's just crazy. You married, you the wife, you won. Be done. Let's see. That one was an annoying one. That girl was annoying. Yeah. I have a lot of resentment for my wife lately. Like the title says, I've been feeling like an a-hole lately for the way I feel, but I can't help it. I'm 30 and my wife's 29. We have 2 kids under 5. I work construction. I put in about 50 hours a week at the job, an additional 10 on the weekend. My wife, even before we had kids, has never been the organized person in terms of taking care of the house. She's a stay-at-home mom, which I know is really hard, and I respect all the stay-at-home moms. But what's killing me is that every time I get home, the house is a mess. I don't expect the house to be perfect. I know that's impossible with 2 kids. But if I don't start cleaning, she's perfectly fine with leaving the house a mess. It's almost like she only cleans because she feels bad I'm doing it. The second part is I have been feeling resentful is I feel like she has no drive and ambition. She's going to school but doesn't try at all in her classes, has great opportunities for employment, all of which she turns down. We would be in a much better financial position if she just stepped up a little bit and took on her career. Am I the a-hole for feeling this way? No, you're definitely not, but you need to have a conversation with her because it sounds like she's depressed. Somebody said, you sound like you're both drowning. You're 50 hours a week and additionally on weekends. She looks after kids full time and on weekends working so she doesn't get a break either. She's also studying too. I can see how cleaning would take a back seat. I think both of you need to be a bit more empathetic with each other. Have a sit down together and discuss finances, goals, and a plan. You both sound like you are in survival mode and it'll burn down soon. For sure. Y'all need to just have a discussion. I don't think this makes you the a-hole, but I think you need to be realistic about what's achievable here. Being home with 2 kids can be a full-time job and may change as they grow, meaning there'll be times it's feasible, other times it's not. Plus, there's also cooking, grocery shopping, blah, blah, blah. You may find neither of you really have the bandwidth to do it at all, meaning if you value it, maybe you need a break and she do too. Hopefully you take vacation soon. Marriage is hard, especially when you think you get married and you're gonna have like so much relief and all this, and sometimes it's just not like that. Sometimes both of y'all are overextended and y'all just don't have it to give, and you have to really try. I mean, you do. You have to, and it's the little things that matter. I mean, my husband does a ton of little things for me that I know he's thinking of me, and vice versa. Like when I get home from work, he knows I'm gonna make me breakfast, so he'll like leave the pan on the stove or waiting on me and stuff. And he takes care of me. Like I know that if when I wake up, everything's gonna be intact, and same for him. We take care of each other because we know our lives are both busy. But having small kids, it can be a lot. I mean, y'all have to give each other grace and just let's definitely have that talk, because your spouse, neither one of y'all are robots. Y'all gotta like give each other breaks. Read one more. This is a weird one. Am I the a-hole for making a big deal about my husband deleting my dead mom's contact in my phone? I'm 21 and I'm married to my husband who's 28, and we have a two-week-old daughter. Things have been really rough these past weeks. I've been very down, and to make things worse, my mom passed away a year ago. I missed her so much, obviously, but I didn't realize how much I was going to need her for this too. My husband has a really good job, and so do I, so we make good money together. Money honestly isn't my problem, and neither is my marriage or my husband or anything personal. And I love my daughter so much, I just feel down for the lack of a better word. And I don't feel like a good mom, but I'm doing everything I can and more. Our daughter was not planned, and I think my husband is still trying to adjust. I love my husband, but he doesn't seem to be an active parent, and at least not right now. It's just been hard. Yesterday was a work shift. My phone decided to quit working, and honestly, I didn't have the patience to figure out why, so I told my husband to look at it. He told me just try to delete some old pics and apps to see if that helped. I did, and it didn't help. He took it from me, and then I thought he was going to try to fix it. He's bad at technology anyway, so I don't know why I thought this, and he said he was going to delete some old contacts. I didn't think anything of it until hours later. Then I realized that he deleted my mom's phone number out of my phone. I don't know why, but I just started sobbing. I was so upset that he deleted her number. He had no idea what he did. I don't even text or call, but the fact that it was gone really hurt me. I was surprised when, instead of comforting me and apologizing, my husband got annoyed with me. When our daughter started crying, he slammed the door and left the room. Later that night, he told me that since giving birth, I've really been over emotional, and it's getting on his nerves. I know that I have been, and I know that he's probably stressed too, but I genuinely think my reaction was warranted. It was literally one of the only things I have left with my mom, and I just miss her. Am I the a-hole? No, you're not. Your husband is, and I think that your husband needs to grow up. You just lost your mom. Like, you're gonna be all over the place. I mean, your husband seems like he's kind of a selfish jerk. I don't know how you said you love your marriage, you love all this. No, that man, he's not supportive. I mean, I love my mom. I couldn't imagine not having her. And especially when I'm trying to raise a kid, moms are so essential for that. It's good ones anyway. But yeah, your husband's a jerk. And I don't know how he thought deleting old contacts would fix a phone, but he's kind of a jerk. I think, though, that you need to get some therapy. You definitely need a counselor, because you're going to need some emotional support, because it looks like your husband has none of that at all. Not the a-hole, but you do need to get some help dealing with grief. I didn't really get depressed until a year after my mom died. Join a grief group. I feel sorry for your kid to have a dad like him. Some men don't like babies. I'm not going to say the dude's a bad dad, but some men can't deal with babies. A lot of men like a baby that turns to a toddler and they can play with them and hang out with them. Some kids really can't deal with babies crying. I'm not going to say he's a terrible dad, but he is being a little prick right now. Oh wow, up until the last paragraph I was going to say no one is the a-hole, but he's the a-hole. He made the baby, he should be taking care of the baby. You can't do it alone, you just had a baby. Of course you are hormonal. You also just lost your mom, and I can guarantee you are missing the heck out of her. I don't know what I would have done without my mom when I had babies. He may not have to understand what he did when he removed your mother's contact from the phone because he has the emotional intelligence of a turnip, but that is not your fault. And if he can't apologize or hold you while saying I'm sorry for hurting you, even accidentally, then he needs therapy. I'd also suggest couples therapy. I would divorce his butt. However, since you just had a baby, I would say you should, I don't know. Remember, honey, the way he treats you now says a lot more about him. Congratulations on a baby. This she cracks me up. Congratulations on the baby, honey. Also, the ones we love never really go away as we carry a piece of them in our hearts. Your mom is still smiling at you, and you're a great mom, even if you're doing it by yourself. The first 6 to 8 weeks are the roughest. Yeah, and I hope you don't have a daughter, because your husband needs to work on his empathy big time. Listen, y'all work on y'all empathy, because I'm doing all this reading for y'all with my little crocky voice and all that, but I hope y'all ain't in relationships like this, because this is a trash relationship. That man needs some help, and so does she, and so do we all. I'm going to be praying for y'all. Y'all stay safe, stay strong, and do not be with people that be energy vampires draining you of your life force. Y'all stay up.